Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're doing a deep dive into Reddit, ticker symbol RDDT. And let me tell you, we are unpacking what is arguably one of the most fascinating transitions in tech right now. We're talking about a company going from a niche internet forum to an absolute high-margin, dual-engine monetization powerhouse. We're going to explore how its core advertising business, combined with the explosive potential of AI data licensing, is completely upending market expectations. And honestly, we're going to see why so many investors are completely missing the massive future growth here.
Okay, so here's our roadmap for today. We'll kick things off with the business overview and community moat, break down the advertising revenue engine, and then jump into their AI data licensing strategy. After that, we'll cover the massive Anthropic lawsuit win, touch on a few competitive threats, and wrap it all up with the bull versus bear debate.
All right, part one, business overview and community moat. Let's get right into it.
Just take a second and think about the sheer scale of this number, 126.8 million. That is Reddit's daily active unique user base as of Q1 2026. Now, if you're an investor, the key takeaway here is that this massive, highly engaged user base has historically been severely under-monetized compared to its peers. Basically, it's a giant coiled spring just waiting to unleash future revenue.
Now, you might hear the term DAUQ being thrown around. That stands for Daily Active Uniques, and it's absolutely the gold standard metric we need to watch here. It separates the random, passing web searchers from the actual logged-in, highly engaged community members. These are the core users driving the platform's daily, compounding value.
I love this quote. Reddit's CFO, Drew Valero, calls this a one-of-one business. And honestly, he hit the nail right on the head. You know, unlike traditional profile-centric social media where you're just following celebrities or influencers, Reddit is a digital city built entirely on shared interests. I mean, in an internet that is currently being flooded by AI-generated slop, this kind of authentic, human-to-human connection, it's incredibly rare, and it's a massive competitive advantage.
And because of this unique, volunteer-moderated model, Reddit has basically birthed an unprecedented library of human conversation. We're talking over 100,000 active subreddits, housing more than 25 billion historical posts and comments. It's a living, breathing, ever-growing data set of human thought. You literally cannot replicate this overnight, and, as we're about to see, that data is becoming mind-bogglingly valuable.
Which brings us to Section 2, the advertising revenue engine.
This is where the bull case gets really exciting, because the aggressive growth here is just undeniable. In Q1 2026, total revenue surged 69% year-over-year to $663 million, which was driven overwhelmingly by ads. But wait, here is the absolutely critical number you need to pay attention to. Reddit is operating at a staggering 91.5% gross margin. I mean, wow. Combine that with an adjusted EBITDA margin of 40% and record cash flow, and you're looking at a highly efficient capital-light compounder. So, why is this ad engine suddenly firing on all cylinders? Well, it all comes down to high commercial intent. Believe it or not, nearly 40% of all conversations on the platform are commercial in nature. Users go to Reddit actively seeking authentic peer reviews. They don't want algorithmic suggestions, they want real opinions. In fact, 84% of surveyed shoppers say they feel secure in their decisions after researching on Reddit. Advertisers are finally waking up to the fact that this platform is the ultimate intersection of deep interest and actual buying intent.
All right, let's pivot to Section 3, the AI data licensing strategy.
So, beyond ads, Reddit is sitting on a gold mine, and they know it. They are actively licensing that massive 25 billion post corpus to major AI labs. We're talking high-margin, multi-year contracts with absolute giants like Google and OpenAI to train their large language models. As AI native discovery becomes the new normal for everyone, Reddit's unique, human-generated dataset acts as the crucial reference layer. The bull thesis here, it's huge. Reddit is going to have immense pricing power as these initial deals come up for renewal. It's essentially a high-margin, recurring toll booth on the future of AI.
But all of this ties perfectly into Section 4, the Anthropic lawsuit win. Now, a lot of skeptics thought, well, won't AI companies just scrape this data for free? Nope. And this is honestly one of the biggest bull narratives for the stock right now. It centers around a legal concept called constructive and actual knowledge. In plain English, if an AI company scrapes data while being fully aware that doing so violates the platform's user agreement, those terms actually become a legally binding contract on the scraper. They literally can't just play dumb. And this wasn't just a theory. It was put to the ultimate test.
In March 2026, a San Francisco judge handed Reddit a massive, game-changing victory against Anthropic, ruling that Reddit's user agreement is indeed enforceable against scrapers. This is a total watershed moment. It structurally validates Reddit's entire licensing regime. It proves, without a doubt, that Reddit can legally build an ironclad fortress around its data and force these multi-billion-dollar AI developers to pay up.
Okay, move into Section 5, Competitive Threats and Risks, because we do need to be objective here.
Naturally, no investment is totally without risk. There are some serious competitive headwinds. For instance, just recently in May 2026, Meta launched Moldbook, which is this experimental standalone forum network purpose-built for AI agents. Plus, you have to consider Reddit's historical reliance on Google search traffic and the overarching threat of AI answer engines, things like Perplexity, that might just serve up answers directly so users never actually click through to the Reddit app.
Finally, Section 6, the bull versus bear debate. Let's break it down. So the market loves to debate this stock. The bears? Well, they'll point to a premium 37 times forward multiple and argue that Reddit's user base is still pretty subscale compared to a Meta or a Google. But the bulls, we see an unbelievably profitable dual-engine machine. I mean, with the ad business already throwing off 40% EBITDA margins, you are essentially getting the entire AI data licensing franchise, which is now secured by major legal precedents as a free call option on the AI era.
So here's the ultimate question you have to ask yourself. Does Reddit's human-curated data moat justify this premium valuation in an AI-dominated world? When you look at an ad platform that's rapidly closing the monetization gap with its peers, combined with a legally protected data asset that tech giants quite literally cannot build their models without, the bull case is incredibly compelling. Keep a very close eye on those upcoming AI data renewals. They are going to be the ultimate catalyst. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll see you next time.